So we are now joined by Eithne Browne, who is somebody that we've seen at the studio before, especially in our theatre festivals. So welcome.
Oh, thank you. I'm really pleased we can do this.
I know, because really, you did take part last year, but you weren't due to take part this year because of commitments. So what can you tell us what that was and what's happened with it?
Well, I was committed to be away. I'd have been finishing tonight in Leicester after a couple of months working on a beautiful project. It was called Maggie Mae, nothing to do with Liverpool or surrounding areas, but it was written about a woman with early dementia who's trying to hide it from a best friend, from her son. Her husband knows. They've sung to each other all their married lives, so that's where Maggie Mae comes in. He sings it to her, she sings back. And as you know, anybody who's worked in the dementia field, Alzheimer's field, music is so important. It's so important. So throughout this beautiful play, we sang, we danced, he used it as a way to liven her up. And so after 5 weeks rehearsal, 108 pages, Louise, and I was on every one. And I learned them. I learned it.
Oh, well done.
Thank you. The good thing about this is I now know I can carry 109 pages of dialogue, because exactly. That was a worry. But it was beautiful. The set was extraordinary. Only 5 people in the cast. So I'd have been doing that. We rehearsed for 5 weeks, 3 weeks in Leeds, then we went down to Hornchurch in Essex for 2 weeks, which is where we opened. And after 3 nights, we were sent home.
Oh.
And I cried. I did. It was so sad. We were just getting on our feet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because everybody else was able to go out and have a life, but I was always going home and learning lines, talking to myself. So I was thinking, we get this opened and I can enjoy being with everybody.
Yeah.
And it closed. So I got brought home that was on the Monday night, and got brought home on the Tuesday. So tonight I would have been finishing at the Curve Theatre in Leicester.
So, and what's going to happen with the production? Is it going to be picked up and carried on, or?
That's the hope. I don't think it'll be the same, because it was, when you get it where a couple of theatres are funding a production, which is what has to happen now, because there's no money, they'll bear the brunt of it together. The opportunity of those 3 theatres being empty at the right time again. That's difficult, yeah. But I know Leeds Playhouse, absolutely brilliant. It's where it was born. There were lots of people involved in the dementia group up there who helped write the play.
Wow.
Some of their words were in it.
Amazing.
Their life stories were definitely part of it. And there was one lovely guy who has dementia, and his wife Lynn, Mick, and his wife Lynn is his carer. And I said, I want to get it right, Mick, because it's you I'm representing. He went, well, only if you're prepared to stand up on stage in drag, love. And it was just so beautiful to be with them. So I'm hoping that happens at some point for them as well.
And so in terms of any other work, has it impacted any other work that you had booked in, or because you do a lot of your own shows as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, they're not going to happen for a bit. But also I was due to go back at the Royal Court in Liverpool we were redoing Mamma Mia, nothing to do with ABBA, but just, in fact, disco and soul and great, brilliant music, very uplifting play. And this is the 4th or 5th time we'll have done it. And we were due to start rehearsals in July, June, July, to go on end July, August. Who knows? We really don't know. We've not been told no, but we've not been said it's okay. And I know people will understand, actors, you'll understand definitely, it's feast or famine. And this was going to be quite a nice year. I was going to start work. I was going to start work at the end of January, February. I'd have work till May. Then I was going to have work from the end of June to the end of August. That was going to be great. There might be a holiday booked. But now, like with everybody else, who knows what's happening? I think I do try and count my blessings. I love somewhere nice. I don't owe any money at the moment, so everything's sort of okay. And I'm walking with my friend every day.
Amazing.
Because she doesn't see anybody else. We walk together, and then that's it. I'm happy to stay in then. And last month we worked out, because the steps on the phone, 186 miles.
Wow. Wow.
Now 2'7".
are things, you know, as you say, to be grateful for. And I think people who have been in sort of gig economy careers are actually used to this kind of extreme kind of fear of what's happening, and that's kind of a regular thing of how, you know, actors particularly live, musicians, artists, people who work in festivals, things like that, in theatres, you know. So in a way we're kind of prepared for it, and what we're not prepared for is not knowing if it's going to be there when we come back. And I know that a lot of theatres, and there's even, I think there's a couple of theatres already gone under, hasn't there?
It's a real, no, it is. It's a real worry, especially the smaller venues.
Yeah.
They put their heart and soul into it. We've been there, we've worked for them. There's no Arts Council funding. They haven't got big audiences to rely on. So they're the ones that, you know, that you worry about, because you just want people to be there when you go. But as you say, if you go back to work, when you go back to work, if there's work to go back to.
I mean, things have changed in terms of accessing theatre. Like, there's a lot more stuff being streamed online on YouTube, sort of the National Theatre, RSC, lots of kind of established theatres sharing the work freely. Do you think that will have a positive effect in the long run, or what do you think the impact of that will be?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I know exactly what you mean. If by giving away something free, people are going to be reluctant to pay for it in future, or I know.
It's always a tricky one, that. I mean, we struggle with that at the studio, because obviously our stuff's funded and we try to do as much free as possible because it's all about accessibility. But then there's always someone who'll say, well, if you give it away free, it means it has no value, which is not true.
No, not true. And I think for you it's different as well. What you do at the studio is absolutely brilliant. I have seen it firsthand, and if anybody deserved support, funding for keeping a place like that going, that brings so much. It is not just entertainment. I've seen what you do. You bring hope. It's like you're like a social centre. Oh, you do everything for people. I remember the very first time I walked in, and you were showing a film for 4 young people with Down syndrome, and there you were, especially for them. Kitchen, you were serving the cups of coffee and tea, and I thought, yeah, this is a great place. I love that. And that's it. I don't think you should feel like that.
No,
you're proud of what you do, but I do know what you mean, because you need to bring money in as well. And you want people to value what you do, which is quite often, you know. A guy once said to me, he said, don't give puppies away free. Always charge for them, even if it's only 50 pence, but don't give puppies away free. And I was like, I understand what you mean.
No, and there's a thing about we also try to make sure people understand the value in paying artists as well, paying actors, paying, you know, as much as we can, where we can. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do. But you know, we're in a position where a lot of the staff, if not all of them, are artists themselves in one form or another, in one medium or another. So you know, what we're trying to do is provide for an audience in Halton, but tell the audience that they can be the artists as well. You know, that it's not them and us. It's everybody having the opportunity to aspire to that, or to just have a go and it be in their lives. So
that's it. This is how you could do it too. This could be. Why wouldn't that be you standing on a stage speaking and everybody listening to you?
Yeah,
that's the thing I've always gone with. Why wouldn't it be you? I didn't come from a theatrical background. I was selling Venetian blinds when I got asked to do Blood Brothers. Why wouldn't it be you? So I think we have to say to everybody, yeah, you can sing.
Yeah.
Your words have a worth. Your story is worth listening to. And giving people that confidence to be listened to. And also that feeling when you walk off and if somebody's clapped you, somebody likes you, somebody tells you that was good, I like that, then you get that wonderful feeling back as well, don't you?
Absolutely. And the sharing stories, and I think that a lot of people are finding empathy for the first time, which is very strange for it to be the first time and it take a pandemic, but there you go. But you know, a lot of people are understanding empathy and the power of it, and being much more open about the feelings and their emotional kind of situations. Whereas, you know, that's what theatre and storytelling has always tried to do anyway, is to say, well, if you want to see a side of things, look at this person's story, and then it might resonate with you, or you know, the cathartic, as they say, experience of watching something that you understand, and someone sort of playing it out, means that you don't necessarily have to say it all. You can experience it in a different way, you know, different emotionally.
Yeah, I think it's great when something happens on a stage or whatever, whether it's a song or particularly in a piece of performance, and you go, I know what you mean. Do you know me? Have you heard about my story?
Yeah.
So I love it when that happens. I love it when it happens. When I played a particularly snotty character at the Royal Court, she was very, you know, terribly Dennis Daw, and lived on the Wirral, and thought very highly of herself, and was a magistrate and stuff. It turned out she came from Marsh Lane in Bootle. But so many, particularly men, came up to me and went, "You're my sister-in-law." So many, it's just like, my girl's just like you. So these people who sort of think they're better, and it's great you have that experience with somebody who go, I recognise that person. Yeah. Whether it's a Shirley Valentine or an Anne Twacky, or or sometimes when I've played characters with dementia before, and somebody go, "You look just like my mum," or "You helped me with that." That's a wonderful feeling.
Lovely. And speaking of recognising, so why might people know you other than sort of seeing you at the studio, obviously, and in the theatre? But what sort of roles might people recognise you from?
Well, going back a bit, I was in, I think probably the one most people would know me for would be Brookside. I played Chrissy Rogers in Brookside for 4 years. I was married to Frank. Hey, don't do that, Chrissy. People would recognise him from that. And I had the beautiful Sammy and Katie and Jeff as children. And I saw Jeff recently, and he is now the headmaster of a girls' school down south.
Wow. Which
is very ironic, because in Brookside, he was dyslexic and couldn't read or write. Marvellous. Oh, so I love that. And I still get today, I mean, it was, I think I left in 1990.
Wow, yeah.
And I will still get, "Oh, aren't you?"
Yeah.
But it's great because you can start conversations with people that you would never have had. And then most recently on telly, I did Emmerdale Farm, and there's a young chap on it with cerebral palsy, and I played his adopted mum. So people will know me. Yeah, he was a charity son.
Yeah.
So gorgeous boy James. And I have to say, the time I spent at Emmerdale, which I think I had about 10 episodes over a year, and I know you have experience of them as well, don't you? It was just lovely. Yeah. It was a great place to work.
Absolutely.
But, you know, really welcoming. They want you to do best. So that was nice. And they pay you.
Yeah, always a bonus.
Always a bonus. I love the journey to Leeds. I love being there. But also, if anybody goes to the Royal Court in Liverpool, I've done lots and lots of stuff there. And then obviously Playhouse and you know, and places like that, various theatres. And like a lot of people as well, the odd episode of Doctors.
Oh yeah, I've not done Doctors. I'm yet to do a Doctor.
You'd be perfect.
We were talking before, weren't we, about Brookside and how we wonder why, because I think it's especially now people are kind of wanting some television to watch or some shows to watch, and we all like binge watching. And I say we all, I don't actually like binge watching, but 3 is my limit. But if there was ever a time to bring a show back, it's certainly now, because obviously a lot like Corrie and Emmerdale, there's no film, EastEnders, there's no filming, so they're like dwindling down. I think they should go to like 2 episodes a week forever anyway. I don't really, although I don't want to do myself out of any more episodes of Emmerdale. But I think now would be a good time to bring Brookside back, and there is a guy campaigning for that, isn't there? Ian.
Yeah, there's a lovely guy. I think I've not met him, but obviously know of him, called Ian Phillips, and he's got a big Facebook campaign about about bringing Brookside back. I mean, obviously, if they were to repeat it, that would be great, because you get repeat fees, or you used to. But if they wanted to try and remake it, it would be whether or not the watching public could take it being in a different place.
Yeah.
You know, because those houses are all sold now. There are people actually living in them. So, I mean, goodness knows what they had to do to them to repair them, to make them livable in. Because what people don't know is if you opened a wardrobe door, there was no wall. You look through to the bedroom next door, which is where the camera was. You'd take a picture down and there was a big hole in the wall with the camera looking through you and stuff like that. Because the rooms were so small, they were actual houses.
Yeah.
So, you know, if there was any drama going on and everything, you know, there'd be about 14 people all together. So I don't know how they go about that. I know they've got still, you know, they've got the Hollyoaks site, so whether or not they could recreate it there. But I can't see the people who actually live in the Brookside Close ever giving up or ever wanting people to, you know, I mean, they must have it bad now, everybody going to have a look at it. Or people still go and get their photographs taken by Brookside Close. I don't know how they'd go about that if they were to remake it.
No, but bring it. But it's
never been. If they wanted to re-show it,
I think so. Yeah, definitely. And it hasn't been. I don't think it ever has been, has it? And I don't think it's accessible anywhere. So Ian, as you say, Ian Phillips has got a petition that's out there. So if anybody wants to sign it to get Brookside shown on the television, especially now, then please do, because I certainly miss a show like that. I thought, you know, there was, and I do watch the clips that Ian puts on, and I absolutely love them. And you kind of stare at them because it's gritty, but it's real. It's not the kind of extreme of EastEnders where they hug in 1 minute and then cleavering them to death the next. It's not quite that extreme. It's much more real and genuine, and it's heartbreaking, some of it. It's just, and then hilariously funny as well. So, you know, I do miss it.
You're right, and I think we can look at it as a piece of Liverpool history. Certainly, if the location's filming, you'd be there going, "Oh, I remember." Where, you know, now it's disappeared and there's a huge block of student accommodation. You can play that, but also to look at it. I mean, when I was recording Brookside, I was just coming up to 40, so I was in my late 30s. I had the fabulous curly perm, didn't I? And a big pair of glasses. They were like arc welder's goggles. I've still got them. I've still got my Chrissy Rogers glasses. Everything. But they are so heavy. There's so much glass in them because they were like that. They were like huge. I never wanted to wear glasses.
No.
And it was Phil Redmond who made me wear glasses.
Right. Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't want to wear glasses. Glasses are Eithne Browne. You know, it's not Chrissy Rogers. And he just went, I want you to, and you've signed a contract. I was like, oh, all right, fair enough. But the first time I got a big bouquet of flowers sent. I got a bouquet of flowers sent with, you know, love the glasses. Thank you, Phil. So I sent him back a cactus plant and said, please consider contact lenses. Or, you have to do as you're told.
Oh, yeah. That's how they see the character. So, so fair enough. Yeah. Even though glasses, as you can tell by mine, which I've sliding down, constantly driving me mad, so I need some new ones, are a nightmare to film in. You've got a couple of pieces you wouldn't mind sharing with us, or giving us a reading through something, would you?
It would be up to you. Something funny, something real, something bit of a song. What would you like?
Maybe something funny. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, we like a bit of funny, I think.
There's a couple here. There's you know that one, Purple?
Oh yeah.
Or there is a lovely Victoria Wood one about two girls on a night out.
Oh well, we've got a bit of Victoria Wood, so let's carry on the theme. Let's have a more. Yeah.
But which would you like, Victoria?
Oh no, I was going to say whichever. I'm not being very helpful. Sorry.
That's fine. No, Vicky,
I want to see everything.
I've always liked this because you can just imagine these two.
Yeah.
And it's called Saturday Night.
Fabulous.
That's not the one you've got, is it?
Yeah, nope.
Okay. Saturday Night, Victoria Wood. Oh dear, what can the matter be? 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday. Tracy Clegg and Nicola Battersby coming to town double quick. They rendezvous in front of a pillar. Tracy's tall like Jonathan Miller. Nicola's more like Guy the Gorilla, if Guy the Gorilla were thick. Their hair's been done, it's very expensive. Their use of mousse and gel is extensive. As weapons, their heads would be classed of offensive and put under some kind of ban. They're covered in perfumes, but these are misnomers. Nicola's scent could send dogs into comas. Tracy's kills insects and dustbin aromas and also gets stains off of fans. Ah, but it's their night out. It's what it's all about. Looking for lads, looking for fun. Burger and chips with a sesame bun. They're in the mood for a fabulous interlude. Living it up, painting the town, drinking Bacardi, keeping it down. But it's all right. It's what they do of a Saturday night. Oh dear, what can the matter be? What can that terrible crunching and clatter be? It's the cowboy boots of Nicola Battersby leading the way into town. They hit the pub and Traceys' demeanour reminds you of a loopy hyena. They have 16 gins and a rum and ribena, and this is before they've sat down. They dare a bloke from Surrey called Murray to phone the police and order a curry. He gets locked up, it's a bit of a worry, but they won't have to see him again. They're dressed to kill and looking fantastic. Tracy's gone for rubber and plastic. Nicola's dress is a piece of elastic, it's under a heck of a strain. But it's their night out, it's what it's all about. Ordering drinks, ordering cabs, making rude gestures with doner kebabs. They're in the mood for a fabulous interlude. We're in parks, treading on plants, getting the dresses caught up in their pants, and it's all right. It's what they do on a Saturday night. Oh dear, what can the matter be? What can that terrible slurping and splatter be? It's Tracy Clegg and Nicola Battersby snogging with Derek and Kurt. They're well stuck into heavyish petting. It's far too dark to see what you're getting. Traceys Blackfriars off, how upsetting, and several people are hurt. With miles to go and no chance of itching, Nicola's boots have been bust at the stitching. Tracy laughs, says, what's the point, bitch? I couldn't give a bugger, could you?
Oh, fantastic. Oh, it's just gorgeous.
You were wanting.
Oh, I think that was what everybody was wanting on a Saturday night. Thank you. And you know, it would be nice maybe if we bring it to a close with a song.
Okay.
No, not to push you too hard, but you know, it'd be lovely. But
this is just an a cappella one, obviously.
Oh, gorgeous, yeah.
I'm not going to suddenly race and get a guitar or my flute because I can't play. This is one, and I sort of think it's about women, supporting women, and I think I did sing it for you last year, so if we do that one, and it will just be me, so I apologise in advance. Don't stand on another woman's back to get higher in a man's estimation. Don't stand on another woman's back to get higher in a man's estimation. While we're together on this earth, show another woman what she's worth. Don't stand on another woman's back to get higher in a man's estimation. Put your hand down, pull a sister up, have her standing right beside you. I said put your hand down, pull a sister up, have her standing right beside you. Tell a woman you're impressed, that woman's gonna give you her best. Put your hand down, pull a sister up, have her standing right beside you. And don't stand on another woman's back to get higher in a man's estimation.
Oh, beautiful! Thank you. Oh, I was quite moved by that. So I'm trying not to make my face pull. Terrible face pull and terrible gurner. So I'm like,
that was just something that came to me. I had to speak at it was a thing called 100 Women at St George's Hall, and it's sort of, I don't know where it came from. I remember sitting on the bed and sort of the words came to me, and I sort of thought, well, just give it a go. Wrote the words down, sang it. And
gorgeous.
It just stays there then, doesn't it? Hopefully, but that's it. We're always afraid of what people will think of us. We want it to be the best we can be. Sometimes it's not always. We're scared of other people. Who cares? Yeah. That's the wonderful thing about getting older.
Oh,
I do care. I care about some things more. I want to get things right. I'm not careless about anything. I won't just shift up and do something. I'll prepare. But there are certain things I think, yeah, okay. 65, breathing, walking 186 miles last month. Thank you very much indeed. So I do think we care too much sometimes about how people see us or what people make of us. I wasted far too much time as a young woman, wanting to impress people and or even to leave people with the right impression, or that if they didn't like me, it was a big thing. half these people you never see again.
Exactly.
I've always said, another thing I've always thought of is I worry too much about people who don't worry enough about me. And you can have that one for nothing.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. And I know that people, what they'll be thinking now is how they've really enjoyed this talk with you. So thank you very much for joining us with the prerequisite bookshelves behind you there. You've got to have that.
You didn't even think. No, seriously, I was just in the bedroom because it was nice at you. These aren't my books.
We'll be zooming in.
I live upstairs. Come down, so you think I'm an intelligent person.
No, it's lovely. Thank you so much.
All got pictures in.
we enjoy you and the bookshelves.
I am really, yeah. But I am. It's lovely to be asked to do something like this again.
Always.
My promise to the studio is ever I can do anything,
we will. We always want you there. So thank you so much, Browne. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Not at all. Thank you.
Stay well, everybody.
Bye-bye.